Hello, my name is Chirag Shah, creator and principal developer of ContextMiner. In this short tutorial, I will demonstrate how to use ContextMiner for collecting data and contextual information from different sources such as YouTube, Flickr, blogs, and Twitter. ContextMiner can be accessed from contextminer.org. At the heart of ContextMiner, there is a notion of campaign. A campaign is like a project with different processes and data. Let me demonstrate how to create a new campaign. Once you log in, click on Create a Campaign. Let's say you're interested in doing some research on cancer-related information. So you can create a campaign called Cancer. On the second step of creating a campaign, you can choose which sources you want to use and what queries and URLs. Let me show you how to do this. Here you can see different sources listed such as web, blogs, Twitter, YouTube, and Flickr. When you click on one of these buttons, it expands or collapses the options relating to that source. Let's say we are interested in finding out how people blog about breast cancer. So you can click on Blogs button, which will expand its options. Here you can enter your query, let's say breast cancer, and add that to your blog's source. Here you can see for this query you have several options such as the number of results you want to collect, which is set to 100 by default. You can change that. The frequency at which this query will be executed on the blog search, by default it is set to weekly, but you can also set it to daily or monthly. You can also pause or delete this query at any time. You can do the same with other options. You can click on Twitter and you can enter a query that you want to run on Twitter. You can keep adding more queries as you wish at different sources, and with each query you will have different options. Sometimes you may want to add the same query to all the sources. In that case, you can use this box of common queries. Let's say you want to monitor cancer survival query on all the sources. Let me just go ahead and expand all the sources so you can see how it works. And now I'm just going to click Add. And as you can see, cancer survival query has been added to blogs, Twitter, YouTube, and Flickr. In each of these sources, you can see they have different options which you can manipulate as you wish. Often, you simply want to monitor some web page or website instead of running queries on that source. In that case, you can expand this web options, and here you can add a URL that you want to monitor. For now, I'm going to paste a URL that is off a web page on Cancer Research UK website. What ContextMiner will do is keep monitoring this URL and collecting the inlinks coming to this web page at this frequency. I'm going to set this to daily. Once you're satisfied with your different options here, you may also want to add more details about your campaign that you're running by clicking on optional campaign details. Once you are done with this page, you can simply click Start My Campaign. And as you can see, ContextMiner has created your campaign, which is already running. In fact, in a matter of a couple of minutes, you may have some data already collected. Let me show you what happens within a few days of creating a new campaign. You can log back into our ContextMiner and click on View Campaigns. On this page, ContextMiner will show you all your running campaigns. Here is my cancer campaign. As you can see that ContextMiner is reporting a number of objects for different sources that it has collected. Keep in mind that I've also added a few more queries for all the sources. Let me go ahead and show you what it has collected. I'm going to click on YouTube, and here you can see all the YouTube videos that ContextMiner has collected. There are nearly more than 500 videos for the queries in this campaign. I can click on a video which will expand and show me certain metadata regarding that video. When I click on Full Record, ContextMiner will give me information about different crawls that it has done going back to this video. As you can see, for different dates, ContextMiner is reporting different values of different attributes such as views, ratings, comments, and so on. In addition to this, you will also notice there are some inlinks to this item that ContextMiner has collected. When you click on that number, you will see a list of websites that ContextMiner has found linking to that YouTube video. Let's go back and explore some other data for the same campaign. Let's click on blogs. There are 700 something blogs for this campaign. Here again, for a given blog item, you can see the snippet, the author, the site from which the blog was collected, the published date for the blog, and so on. Let's go back and look at the web source for which we gave this URL to monitor. And ContextMiner has collected all these websites that are linking to this URL. On any of these pages, when you're looking at your data and the contextual information that ContextMiner has collected, you have option of searching into the data. Or sort them with different columns. You can also provide your relevance judgment with each item, declaring it as non-relevant, neutral, or relevant. You can also select individual items or collective items and mark them as relevant, non-relevant, neutral, or even delete them. Finally, you may want to download all the data that ContextMiner has collected and import it in some other software or tool. You can do that by going to your View Campaigns page where ContextMiner lists all your running campaigns, and then you can select the campaign that you want to export. Click Go. On the next page, you can specify in which format you want to export the data, CSV or XML, and which objects would you like to export. You can select all your sources and then click Export to download your data.